Hi folks, Ethan Steeper here with Steeper Weather Forecasting. We're going to talk about a little bit of rain chances coming into the picture this weekend for the first kind of part of this weekend, really focusing around Friday the 13th. So let's dive right into the forecast models here. What you can see, this first one is the Canadian model. So what it shows, we're going to pick this up at midnight, Friday night. You can see the low pressure system with a big storm system that'll have a trailing cold front off to our west, say around that Kansas City metro area. As we go throughout the morning, it will progress east and more rain will develop ahead of that front. We will stop this right around noon on Friday. You can see rain is right off to our west of most of the area. As we go further into Friday, that rain spreads eastward and it kind of hangs around clear through the afternoon and evening hours. We'll stop this at midnight Saturday morning. Most of the initial rain is out of the area. We may see a little bit of wraparound moisture on the backside of that. This model has a fair amount of wraparound moisture on Saturday. I don't know if it'll be quite that much, but it shows a little bit of wraparound moisture on Saturday. Let's take a look at another one. This is the American model. Once again, we're going to pick this up at midnight on Friday. And again, what you can see is that low pressure system is centered off to our west, right around the Kansas City metro area. As we go into the future, that rain progresses east. We'll stop this here. This is Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. You can see a nice line of showers and thunderstorms. Could be some embedded thunderstorms in this off to our west. And it will progress east. As it does so, it will bring some rain showers in here. You can see this forecast model really doesn't show a whole lot of rain for the area. And it is all out of here by the time you wake up on Saturday morning. All that rain is pushed well off to our east. Next model is the high-res model. This is the 3-kilometer NAM, what we call another American model. Again, low pressure off to our west around the Kansas City metro area is where the rain is currently at midnight Friday morning. As we go further along into the day, again, same story. That rain kind of marches off in our direction. We'll stop this again at about 4 o'clock Friday afternoon. You can see there could be some showers and thunderstorms in this line as it moves in. Main threat could be a little bit of damaging wind, but I don't see that being a big threat at all. That rain moves through Friday afternoon and into the evening hours. And the farthest this model goes out is 1 a.m. Saturday morning, but you can see most of that rain generally is out of the area. How much rain are we looking at this? Well, not a whole lot. Good news maybe for some farmers still trying to get some crops out of the field. This is the first model we looked at, the Canadian model, showing anywhere between a quarter of an inch to maybe a half an inch across the area. It's wanting to suggest maybe a little higher amounts around that Terre Haute area, lower amounts as you go along that US 50 corridor. The other two models, the first American model we looked at, significantly less, maybe a tenth of an inch around the area for most of us, if not a little less. And the high-res American model we looked at kind of painting the same picture, maybe 2/10 around Effingham. But other than that, along that US 50 corridor, not looking like a whole lot, maybe a little bit more as you go further north. So you kind of get the picture. I think generally rain is going to be pretty sparse with this. We may see up to a quarter of an inch for most of us across the area. If you get a lot of rain camped out over top of you, maybe half an inch tops, but I think everyone will generally be in that quarter of an inch and under category. The National Weather Service agrees with me on this. You can see it's got all the area in a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of precip, generally less as you go further south. There is a slight chance of severe weather. You can see this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook for Friday. We're in that category 1 or level 1 marginal risk. Main thing will be a little bit of damaging winds possible as these storms move in. There's a bigger severe weather threat in the plains tomorrow. That's really where this storm is going to use a lot of its energy. So this will be just a little bit of residual energy that could be left over from this system. So looking long term now, you can see that we got the cold blob in the area now. It's going to stick around. It's going to stay cooler after this reinforcing shot of cold air. So let's go into the future for you. See, there's our next storm system off in the high plains. at 1 p.m. on Friday, it brings another reinforcing shot of cold air as it moves in, and it really sets up this pattern again with a ridge in the west and a pretty big trough in the east, keeping us nice and cool across much of the eastern half of the country. After this, forecast models kind of go into what we call Candyland. There's not a whole lot of weight to what it has, but we'll go and explore it anyway, just so we can kind of look at what the second half of the month will look like. So as we go further along into the month, you can see we may see a little bit of temperature moderation there around the 20th before another big shot of cool air. Our next big storm system dives out of Canada, or maybe around the 23rd, give or take, and that cool weather pattern sticks around with us for the end of the month. So after this storm system, I would say our next big weather maker looks to maybe roll in around the 23rd. So here in another, 10 days, give or take. And it looks to stay cooler and a little bit drier than average too. If we look at the Climate Prediction Center outlooks, you can see we've got 6 to 10 day outlook. This is October 17 to 21. We stay a little bit cooler than average. And the 8 to 14 day outlook, this is October 19 to 25. Staying equal chances to maybe slightly below average. And again, with precip, not going to be a lot in the area. We stay below average for precip on the 6 to 10 day outlook, and as we look further down the road in the 8 to 14 day outlook. So that's your forecast for this weekend. After the rain chances move through, again, I'll pull up this graphic for you. Not a lot of rain in the forecast after this rain moves through on Friday. Saturday looks to be dry. Definitely windy. That northwest wind kicks back in. Highs stay in the 50s for the remainder of the forecast period. So enjoy the weather. Fall has really set in across the area.